This is part 2 of my Gap and Go trades for the week of July 7th through the 11th. I have already gone over Intel, SoFi, Boeing, and Rivian. And now I am going to start with NIO. Now we ended the day at $3.51, up 0.86%. This is where we are to the north side. Takes us to one level of resistance at 356. This is one potential take profit area. Another one is 359. And should we be so lucky as to get to this level at 4 standard deviations, but don't hold your breath, that would be $3.61. To the south side, that is right here at 351. This is the median. We're basically right there. To the south side of that will be 345. This is one level of support and a potential buy-in area, also a potential stop loss area. And below that, 342, and I do not expect price to get to this level, back at 339. Since we are here, we could be grinding sideways or price may follow this line right here, slightly going upward, because we are in an upward trend. Not a steep one, but still you can see we are in an upward channel on the 5. Obviously, if you flip it to the different time frames, you're going to get different buy and sell signals. Now looking left, you can see the clear areas of resistance. Here, this is a sell signal, and we went way beyond it. Again, I never anticipate that we get to 4 SDs, close enough, and then we started to fall, and when we go down, that turns into support as well as support. Many levels of support and resistance in between 2 and -2 SDs. Okay, that's support and a bounce back up to resistance, and then we fell back down to support, kind of going sideways a little bit, and then boom, this wick took us to 2. All day long, between 2 and -2. All right, and then even back here, look at that. That was your clear buy signal, your clear sell signals. Even here, you can tell. And here, and here, and here. If you do the RSI. Obviously, it's just a lot of people trade with just the RSI only, and that's an easy way to also get in and get out of trades. Now that is NIO, and I do want to point out a couple of gaps to the upside. Okay, we've got one here that will take us to 362, and that could reach that level. Let me just hit it right there by the end of the week, or we could be here and then touch it with a week and then a wick and then get slammed back down. But in general, comfortably 2 standard deviations slowly there by the end of the week. And the middle of the trend, the other targets could be, by the end of the week, we could end at 357, 362, 365, and 368. And then the lower bands here, 351, 348, and 345, where price could rest. All right, the next one is going to be Estee Lauder. I did an individual video on this, and I want to show you. First, I'm going to give you price targets for Monday after the long holiday weekend here. Hopefully, now that the big, beautiful bill has passed, not the so-called, because it's actually called the big, beautiful bill. So-called is incorrect. It's inaccurate because it's already called that. If you want to slam the bill for something else, then you could just say that. It's not the so-called bill. It is the bill. Okay, I digress. $90.26 is the middle of the trend, the median, the baseline. If we hit this level, I'm going to expect resistance and then a breakdown. Or we can just grind along this line or follow this pattern up, which would be lovely. 92.06. a sell limit 92.99, and another area to set a sell limit could be 93.86. But you know what happens if we get to this level, but we're down here, so I don't think so. I'm not even sure if we'll get to here, but maybe here. Okay, and below that, one level of support, 88.49, 87.59, and 86.68. So looking left, what's happening here? You can see this resistance, support going sideways, and price wants to slice through the middle or just grind along the middle, because in order to go up, you got to get through that middle line, and then if we are up, to get down, you have to slice through this middle line again. So this is a natural resting place for price. And what happened at the beginning of the week? So we were grinding sideways. This yellow line is from 2024 that I marked out at 79.99. We just retraced to this level. We bled out, and Leonard Lauder died, and that sent the stock rising. It was crazy. And we wicked up. Let's see, did I mark out the date of his death? I don't think so. But it ran, and look at this. Resistance falling down to support. And I'm done tracking Estee Lauder because we hit this gap that I was tracking to about 83.35. Let me show you this on the daily. Okay, ignore all the lines here. I've tracked this thing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 weeks basically. Because when I spotted this, I thought, oh, this would make a great gap and go video, because this ticker got slammed down hard. Okay, $48.37, the 52-week low. So I thought, well, when we reverse, it will touch that $83 mark right here. And there is an actual gap, as you saw up here at 110.80, but that is not the area that I started tracking this. So I was only going to track it till it reached 83.39, and it did. So this will no longer be on my list. I'm going to remove it, and move this out of the way. But because I'm on the daily, you know, the lowest I tracked it from 52, where is 52.93? I don't know why I got 52.93. Oops, I got a bug there. Oh, maybe it was this. Yeah, right here. This is the lowest point that I tracked it. And the highest point was 89.86. And we closed at 88.72. We had many tickers this past week hit very, like, some great numbers for a range. It was amazing. And that right here from 52.93 to 89.86 is a return of 69%. You had to stomach a lot to get to this level because this ticker whipped you all over the place. But congrats if you played the long game and you got this return. But we are at 88. Why do I have 72? But right here, let me make, there we go. I hope I hit the right one. Yeah. We are right here, and another level of resistance will be 98.69. The RSI up here, I just use this as support and resistance, and we are at resistance, and you know what's going to happen? Just look left. Anytime we hit this critical area, we start to fall down here, here, here. It's going to happen again. But will it go down to go back up again? Sure. But just know that we are frothy up here. So set a stop loss, take a sell limit maybe. It depends on your risk tolerance. Oh, so since I tracked it from November the 1st 2024 to Friday, June 27th, 2025. That's 239 days, 34 weeks and a day, 7 months and 4 weeks. And that's how long it took to get back to this level. And that gap up here, all right, will take us to roughly 110.81. The 1-year price target is now, check this out, 100. And to the downside, $69 and $51.90 based off of 29 analysts. So watch out for that and look at all the, whoops, option Z, if you want to undo anything. So the yellow lines again are from 2024, the purple in 2025, and we have many gaps to the downside that could line up with that 1-year price target to the downside, because there will always be a downside. So congrats again if you made some money off of that ticker, and this is going to get removed. In general, I think I had up to like 20 tickers at one point. It just gets too much. Nobody watches my videos, so I'm going to shrink this down to 5, and then I'm going to probably eliminate my gap and goes and be done with this. All right, so TSLY is the next one on the 5-minute. And 811, oops, is where we are. Oh, I've bought in this ticker at many different levels. So that will be 833, 850, and 867. To the south side, the middle of the trend is here, 798. This gap starts at 763. Another level of support, 746. That gap closes out at 732, 728 there, and then other gaps to the downside. Landmines to be aware of. We're not at this one just yet, but at the end of the week, if we continue to go south, that could touch right there on the 11th. But we could touch it sooner if we wick down. But I'm just saying the outer bands without the wick. All right, what else? Oh, I want to get rid of, because this is the middle of the trend. This was an old middle of the trend that I will get rid of. And that I marked out right here on April the 7th. So let's move this back. And I will just delete that. It's too close together. I don't need it. I don't need it in general. I just like to show you what I've done. It looks like a hot mess, but I know what everything means. All right, what else? To the upside, we've got gaps to 895 here, and then another one above that, all the way to 988. Wouldn't that be amazing? I think the lowest I bought it was at $7. Yeah, and I just saw something about Elon Musk starting a new party, and I support that. It's like we need someone that can actually move things along, is not afraid to speak out. And I do wish that Trump and Elon were able to get along and do great for the American people. But you got two egos in the way, and it's unfortunate. But I love the fact that Elon went in there and tried to clean house, got rid of fraud, waste, and abuse. And I'm that way. I'm very fiscally conservative with my own money. I will spend. I don't care what it is. If there's something I want, I will get it. But when it comes to spending other people's money, then I have a problem with the waste. And that's where it gets me. And I can't stand politics. But sometimes I just use common sense, and these things just get me so crazy. But anyway, I love it that he's starting his own party. It will wake America up. All right, I'm in TSLY, so hopefully things will turn around. But right now we are still in a downward channel. And Nike is up next on the 5, option R. Let's reset that. The yellow lines again are from 2024 that I marked out, and we're finally retracing those levels. All right, the middle of the trend. Let me move this. I think people are sick of politics for sure, but it's a necessary evil to pay attention, to see what's happening, make changes where possible. 78